Gaio to Gaio, we are taking another look at Jim Rugg's Octobriana 1986 instead of 1976. So, the really cool thing about what he did here, he took this comic and made three versions of it. He made a blacklight poster version, which I don't have. He made a 70s comic book era with all these crazy colors that are in here. I did a video on this already called 1976, like all the super garish colors of the 70s. But then he made a black and white after the comic black and white comic book explosion of the 80s, 1986. If you watch these guys' channel, Jim Rugg often refers to 1986 as one of the best years in comics, so he wanted to make a book reflecting that. So here we go. Now, right off the bat, the wonderful thing about this that blows me away is all the textures he's getting with just two colors, with just black and white, but shading, silhouette, really good stuff. And I'll do one more video on this book where I have a comparison between the two. So looked at the color, looking at the black and white, and I've gone back and forth which is my favorite, but they're all my favorite, man. It's good stuff. He uses, and I think this looks like that duo shade kind of stuff, and I'm pretty sure this is probably all digitally added, but to great effect. You look at this, there's something about this panel I really like here where the light and the dark, so you have the black door, you have the 45-degree angle lines, and then you have the in a slightly gray tone, the two characters standing in front of each other from the back. And also I kind of like, I think it's a quiet moment where this color is the same as this. He's using the same fill in for that. Really clever stuff. And again, right here, look at that, how she jumps out background, almost these lines, like, oh, what a wonderful panel break too. Really good stuff, and full bleed clear to the edge. Really good stuff here. I do want to call out, this is one of those things that's, I use a lot of Zipatone to get textures, to vary color, to foreground background stuff. But look at what's going on here. So we got these two bars across that are dark black. This guy's in the background in that shading. She has no shading, all just the normal line art style. Although thick, he did really good job of thick thins and all that stuff with her. But then in the foreground, she's whipping the whippy and getting the guy, but still this same color. It's the same color here, but it's brought into the foreground because it's in front of her. Those, if you can master some of those skills, you can really put a lot of depth in your comic. But guess what? There's 1, 2, 3 colors, and that is it. Black, white, and less black. So really, really good use of all that. Yeah, really good panels here. Hmm. This is another one that when we kind of get into the color versus black and white, I I don't know which ones I like more, because this is, you can feel this, and it's such a good use of light and dark. Really, really good stuff. Hmm. The monster, I feel like the monster looks better in this one with the black and white. I mean, he still looks pretty dang good in the other version, but there's something about black and white when, I don't know, he seems scarier to me because he doesn't have color, and also you kind of see his veins better a little bit. Again, here's another really great use of light and dark. Good monster here. Oh, and also look at all this. Gosh, the more I look at his stuff, I want to give him really good credit for his layouts. His layouts are really good because there's this reoccurring theme of the star that is, the star for Octobriana as a theme. It's a really good, again, she's front here, dodges him, the star is behind him, flying around. Really good stuff. But I really like the panel layout on this side. So we have setting the scene. Oh, well, setting the scene. She jumps up on the tank, gets in it, aims it at him, and shoots. Now, this has its own panel. This kind of is an open border deal where, got the background of the sky. It kind of cut off, but then you have a white deal there, black circle, and also the crosshairs. Yeah, really good stuff. And then kind of some motion lines to give us a little bit of visual interest. Really good stuff. Really clever layout. I like when he chooses to break through the panels. It's really good stuff. Ah, yes. So this page here, if you watch some of his, he made a handful of videos and probably more detailed because he runs a Patreon where he has a little bit more detailed videos of his own work. But I think he had to send this back to the printer a couple times because it was getting some goofy styrations where it wasn't very readable, and he wanted styration but not the right kind where you got these lines in here. I'll bring it a little bit closer to the camera. So we have these lines, circular round lines that are conveying explosion and motion. And we got a leg and an arm is probably all that's left to him. But when it sent it to the printer, they were crossed up and didn't look right, which is a really cool thing for him to share, running and then running it back. So good stuff here. Again, here we have a varying of textures, which I really like. Again, as a Zipatone guy, this is really a master class on how to vary, taking just different textures and varying them and learning how to do foreground background stuff. Because we got the first mountain here, the tank is closer, but then you have all your shading on this side, and then there's the smoke from this with no color, and then everything within this that you want to have interest in is silhouetted, which includes the top half of our hero, and then she looks up. There's this big the Joppa with the close up of the dots, and again nice varying the smoke coming out of the cannon. All silhouette here. Oh, and I just noticed this. What a clever application and a nice visual interest. So one of the things I like is carrying over themes. So the background of him is these thicker, heavier zips, and then everything is just either black or white in silhouette. Even the helicopter is line art. But really a cool thing, he decided to put some zips on the suspension for the wheels on the train. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. And I'm a hot rod guy, car guy, and it appeals to my sensibilities that Mr. Rugg put motorcycles in his comic, and he likes drawing motorcycles. He likes motorcycle comics, which, hey, that's good stuff. So huge motion, panel variants, lots of action. And then we get to the showdown with Robot Stalin. He's really good at setting these scenes. It almost feels like these these epic 80s one-liners, because this guy, the train blows up and he's like, "You fool, this is just gonna make me stronger." And then she's like, my power comes from Mother Russia," which it's just a close-up of her face, and again really using texture and color, black and white to great effect. Really cool close-up panel, and then boom, all this action. This is one of the panels I can't wait to lay next to each other, because the way he did them, and that's the thing that's pretty amazing. What a way to straddle two completely different ways of creating something, where Yeah, you will lay them next to each other. The black and white brings out some things. The color brings out some things. Really good stuff. Also, kind of makes my head spin a little bit to look at, which is kind of the point. Here, very clever. I'll point this out where he gets, you know, kapowed by her, but the way he conveys emotion is it's the lighter star and that's it. There's no paddle borders or anything. Good stuff. And then chops his head off. There's some kind of nuclear bear that eats him, and and yeah, comic over. But really, really fun stuff. Really great. Man, I sitting here, I don't know which one's my favorite, but we'll get on that with the next one. So until next time, learn to vary your grays, learn to give yourself depth just using two colors, and this is a masterclass on how. Until next time, boop.